this video, we're asked to find the domain and range for this given function here. And so we are going to give it in a couple of different ways, an interval notation and also written as an inequality. So the easiest thing to do when trying to determine domain and range is to think about the axis for each variable in turn. So when we're talking about domain, we're talking about all the x values for which the function is defined. So what that means is all the places on the function that have a home on the x-axis, or not on the x-axis, but an x value, a point with an x value. So any point that's on the line, the function from starting from here and all the way up to, but not including this point, from left to right, all the points that live on this graphed function here are, they have an x value for which the function is defined. So if I go here, I can find a place on the x-axis that it aligns with. If I go here, I can find a place on the x-axis that it aligns with, and so on. So what you can do is just start with the leftmost value and find the point coordinate. So this is at -3 for x and -5 for y. Now the x is what I'm caring about when I'm talking about domain. So my domain is going to start at -3 and it's going to include -3. So that's why I'm using a square bracket instead of a parenthesis. Now I can see that the farthest to the right I can go and still find a point on the graph is here at 1, 3, where 1 is the x value for that set. Now that point is actually not part of the function. It's just where the function ended. So I'm going to say that I can go all the way up to 1, but I'm going to use a soft regular parenthesis to show that it's not included. So everything in between. All right, now to write that as an inequality, I'm going to say that x is between, and on the left side it's going to include -3, and it's going to go up to +1, but not including it. Now for the range, we're going to start focusing on the y values instead of the x values. Now I can start at my lowest point on the function, and again the coordinates there are -3 and -5, and this time I care about the y coordinate. So my range is going to begin at -5 and including -5. Now from there I can move up and I want to find the highest point, and I can make the coordinates there. That is at 0 for x and 4 for y. So again, I care about the y value, so I'm going to say that I can go all the way up to 4. Now since there is an actual point on the graph there, I am including that there as well. Now to write that as an inequality, I'm going to say that y is in between -5 and +4 and including those endpoints. Now another way that you could look at this is you could imagine this function flattening out on either axis. So if I flattened this function out on this axis, it would go from here to here. So you can see that y goes from -5 to +4. And if I flatten the function out on the x-axis, it would go from here to here. So you can see that the domain is from -3 to +1.